Hi everybody, Tony E at Show IP Interface Brief, and I'm just wrapping up day 9. This is going to be a quick vlog. It's after midnight. Tonight I went ahead and used my topology from day 8, so no new topologies tonight. And I just wanted to kind of go around the ring there. So it's kind of a star topology. In configuring OSPF in all of the different ways we can configure it. I was also trying to introduce things like different types of authentication in between routers, different protocols, tried different authentication with different protocols, same router, and just tried to mix it up a little bit. I just wanted to expose myself to that. Also, I found a really cool OSPF feature I didn't know before. So I will show you guys that on Saturday's stream. So I think Saturday I'm going to do either a live recording or a live stream. And what else? Give me a moment. I'm going to open up the spreadsheet that I asked you guys about yesterday and said, can anyone solve this for me? While I was at work today, I asked one of the interns to solve it, and they did. So the problem was every day I have a spreadsheet that I go ahead and add in my day. This is day 9. Let's see, I've been labbing since probably 10 o'clock. Let's go 2 hours. 2 hours. And this cell right here is doing a sum. So I'm going to go ahead and sum these two. And when I do, it says I only did 3 hours. And that's because this cell's format is in hour minutes. So it increases up to the 24-hour mark. And then once it gets past the 24-hour mark, it starts back over, just like the hours in a day. And what we found was if you scroll this bar down and you see the H in the brackets, now it has the total time. So it's 27 hours, 6 minutes. So 27 hours in 9 days, I think is pretty good. I don't count vlog time in this labbing. That is just straight lab time. And anything else, if I'm not actually labbing, I don't count the time. So I've been here at the computer for probably nearly 4 hours, but I've only labbed for 2 of them. So good, we got that sorted out. Second problem that I mentioned on yesterday's vlog, which was Wireshark not working on EVE-NG. I've never been able to get it to work. It has never worked for me. And today on the LAN-Tamer Discord server, there's one of the EVE-NG developers on there who pops in from time to time to answer some questions. Some of us have labs, and he's was trying to help me out, and he kind of went through all of the standard steps and just said, hey, look, your computer's blocking it somehow. And so what I did is I turned off my firewall. I whitelisted the P-Link software, which comes with PuTTY. I uninstalled and reinstalled the client-side pack to get the Wireshark working and everything that's recommended with EVE-NG. And I even opened up Wireshark and started capturing from my NIC, leaving my computer. And anytime I would try the Wireshark capture, it tries to use P-Link to SSH over to the EVE-NG VM, and I never saw the outbound traffic. However, when I opened up my task manager, I could see that P-Link was a process that got started. And then after the connection fails, it closes itself down. So, I mean, I was really, really hounding this thing. And so, unfortunately, I didn't follow the preferred troubleshooting methods, which is change one thing, test, change one thing, test, change one thing, test, change one thing, test, so you can find which element solves the problem. Instead, I just kind of did a Hail Mary. And I did something that I remember from my days at working at help desk. Guys, I definitely recommend 100% if you're trying to get into the field of networking, go take an entry-level, if you haven't done anything prior, you don't have any prior experience, go take a help desk job somewhere. Go do it for 1 year while you find the best fit for the networking job that you really want. So today's tip comes from my days of being help desk. And one of the things we found back in the help desk days was clients that had like these like crazy issues, intermittent connectivity, or applications that wouldn't work, or crazy things. If you opened up your control panel, which I'm doing now, go to network sharing and adapter settings, network center and sharing, adapter settings, and you right click your adapter, go to properties. Sometimes there's going to be some extra items in this list. And that's exactly one of the things I had here today. There was an extra thing in here, and it was for an old VPN client that I no longer use called ShrewSoft. And then I checked my program files, my applications and programs installed, and I still had ShrewSoft installed. So I went ahead and uninstalled that. I also had the Cisco AnyConnect. I uninstalled that. I also had an old Cisco Mobility VPN client. Uninstalled that. I also completely uninstalled my PuTTY package, which was version 6.6, and I think the latest release is now 7.0. So I uninstalled that. I uninstalled the EVNG client-side pack, and I did some general cleanup, and then I restarted my machine. It got an update. I installed the PuTTY pack. I installed the PuTTY application pack from PuTTY, and I reinstalled the EVNG Windows client side, and as soon as I fired it up, this is a screenshot of my success. So I right-clicked, I did capture, did the interface, Wireshark came right up. I did have to answer Y here in the command prompt as my first time using plink to accept the key for EVNG. And then I sent some pings that I knew wouldn't go anywhere because I don't have any destination. And I got to see the ARPs in Wireshark. And oh my God, that was a moment. That was a moment I needed. Now I can do my deep dives in Wireshark. In fact, most of the night tonight, I've spent with 2 Wireshark panels open and 2 terminals open. I mean, this is what I needed. This is going to take everything to the next level. I always used Wireshark in GNS3. It's one of the reasons why I keep GNS3 on the desktop. But with the stability and the features of EVNG, and now with the integration of Wireshark, I may not need to go back to GNS3. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm so excited to get Wireshark working. That's what it's all about. So my 2 problems from yesterday solved. Earlier today, I was going through an old folder that I have in I have a folder called like CCIE folder, and it has workbooks in it, it has labs in it, it has people's posted topologies and a whole bunch of stuff, and just stuff I've just been collecting. And before I changed my path and methods in studying for the written, I was going through the INE Advanced Technologies workbook, and I really enjoyed the workbook. I learned a lot from it. In fact, I didn't complete it all the way. And there was a little bit of discussion with on Landtamer stream tonight about, you know, what are going to be the plans moving forward. And anyhow, today I was looking at the workbook, and I was just started to get so excited. I started looking at topics, and I was like, I don't know this. I don't know this topic. I don't know this topic. And I was getting excited because here are things that I can learn. They're right in front of me. I just got to run through the labs and do them and commit them to memory and understand the theories. That's the exciting part is learning all of this stuff. And there's so much out there to learn. I mean, just in the workbook alone, there's so much out there. So I think I'm going to go back to pulling from some labs in the workbook and maybe honing in on specific technologies or things that I feel like my tools need to be sharpened on, and go that path. There's also mock labs. There's troubleshooting tickets. There's all kinds of stuff. There's so much available out there. So I think what I've realized is I have not established a solid plan for my 100 days. I've said this a bunch of times. In fact, here we are, day 9, and my plan is still evolving. I think what I'm going to do in 100 days maybe we'll do at the 30-day mark or maybe the 25-day mark. Maybe we'll do like an assessment lab or a full-scale lab and just sort of see how we do. That would have to be scheduled on a Saturday. I would have to take probably 6 or 8 hours to do something like that. But I'm really excited to be able to do something like that, because what that really does is that starts to uncover all of the parts of the toolbox that, you know, you thought you had something in, but you don't know that technology. You don't know how to configure it. You don't know how it works. You don't know how to troubleshoot it. And that's what doing full-scale labs helps to expose. And you know, that was one of the things I said the other day is you know, doing these labs is not meant to showcase your strengths. It's meant to expose your weakness. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to be able to do that on maybe day 25 or maybe day 30, and then do it again in another 30 days, right? And we should be seeing an increase in points. We should be seeing, we have the expectation of gaining more skills and knowledge. And then doing it again, maybe another 30 days after that, doing another full scale. I have some Cisco 360, or they call it Cisco expert level credits and hours from previous engagements and things like that. And so I've been saving them, and I think they're still good. They haven't expired. And I'm really excited to use them, and I want to use them as I get closer to the end of the 100 days, because those are, they cost money. And once you take an assessment, you can't take it again. You get the score report, and that's it. And you have to buy it again to take it. So I definitely don't want to spend the extra expense if I don't have to. So INE has a bunch of full-scale labs, and other vendors do as well. So I'm very excited about putting those on the schedule. So I think I'm going to build a calendar that's going to lay out sort of doing labs. I don't know what I'll call this, maybe free labs, like what I did tonight, where I just kind of like build a topology and just dive in and try to configure some technologies and look at the PCAPs. And I also spent some time this evening reading RFCs. I was actually reading the MD5 RFC on how to calculate MD5, which was really interesting and includes a lot of reference code in C that I don't know how to read. So this is just sort of like a free day, but I want to put on the schedule a couple of hard days with hard labs. And by hard labs, I don't mean difficulty level. By hard labs, I mean this is the lab I'm doing on this day scheduled. So I'm going to look at my schedule and look at the labs that I have available and see when I can line those up. And like I said, I'll probably have to do them on the weekend, probably a Saturday, and maybe I'll stream. You know, I don't intend to disclose or break any NDAs, because I think the Cisco expert level stuff has an NDA with it. But certainly I can still stream all day without showing the topology and the tickets and the information there. So so that's it. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'll formulate a little plan. I got Wireshark working. I got my spreadsheet working. Guys, I'm on the track for success. This is really awesome stuff. So I'll cut it short. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.